Boom. All right, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk to you about how Moderna stock is an absolute roller coaster ride right now. Crazy times, guys, crazy times. Let's get into it. As always, we'll go over each topic that we're going to be discussing, and we'll dive into each one individually. In front of us, TradingView, where we are only going to be looking at MRNA stock today, not focusing on any other players in the sector today, guys. Sorry about that. I might release a Biotech Boom video later in the week, but today we're focusing on the big dog. We're focusing on Moderna because, in my opinion right now, you guys, Moderna is one of the most exciting stocks in the entire market. So I want to focus this video solely on Moderna. So yeah, we will take a look at Moderna on the charts. I'll let you guys know what I'm thinking in terms of future potential price action, because although times are volatile, that volatility can be very exciting and play in your favor if you have an idea of what's going on. So we will talk about that. But Moderna isn't only looking exciting technically, it's looking very exciting fundamentally too, you guys. As I'm sure all of you know, this is old news by now, but hey, super exciting, and it's the only article that we're going to be covering today. Moderna says new data shows COVID vaccine is more than 94% effective. Plans to ask FDA for emergency clearance later Monday. So you guys, I think all of us kind of had a sense that this was coming, considering Pfizer did this exact thing last week, and they both have very similar, like 95% efficacy ratings. So we all knew it was only a matter of time before they filed for this emergency use authorization with the FDA. But it still feels very good to know that it is going down, and it's very exciting from a fundamental perspective for Moderna. Just another star aligning for mRNA right now. So we will go over these, very excited. But before we do, as always, I will ask you guys to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it today, or if you're invested in mRNA yourself. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, want to catch more content like this, and of course, check out my complete portfolio daily newsletter, first link in the description. Complete breakdown of my entire portfolio, updated every trading day. With every update, I also send out an email newsletter, so you get more real-time updates from me. Moderna, it's been a long time since I've traded a position as much as I have Moderna, but that's just how exciting times are right now, you guys. So really appreciate it if you check that out. Once again, first link in the description, but if not, no worries at all. Let's go over this article. So key points, then we have a few paragraphs down below, word from the CEO that I want to read to you guys. Key points, Moderna said it will request emergency clearance from the FDA for its coronavirus vaccine after new data confirms the vaccine is more than 94% effective in preventing COVID-19 and was safe. Safety, big. Moderna will be the second drug maker to seek emergency use from the FDA after Pfizer applied for the same authorization on November 20th. The announcement means some Americans could get the first doses of Moderna's 2-dose vaccine within a few weeks. And that's crazy, you guys. Like, just once again, it's so impressive, and it speaks to the ability of human ingenuity. The fact that this is happening so fast, this entire process has when you think about how vaccines have been produced throughout history, and even in recent history, even like before this pandemic, this is like, what if you were to see what's happening right now, see how fast this is going right now, it would baffle you, because this is traditionally a very, very long and tedious process. Okay, but going very fast. It's crazy to think that people, and a lot of people who really need this, high risk individuals, elderly people, whatnot, can potentially get this within the span of a few weeks, like by the new year almost. So that's crazy. Very good news. Again, Moderna is truly a save the world play, and they're being compensated for such. We've been saying this the whole time, you guys. Moderna is a bet on humanity. It's a call option on human ingenuity, and they're really proving themselves right now. So great for them. The new analysis from Moderna evaluated 196 confirmed COVID infections among the late-stage trial's 30,000 participants. The company said 185 cases of COVID were observed in the placebo group versus 11 cases observed in the group that received the vaccine. That resulted in an estimated vaccine efficacy of 94.1%, the company said. That's 94, I'll take that. That's great efficacy. The company released on November 16th an early analysis of its phase 3 trial based on just 95 COVID-19 vaccines that showed its vaccine was at least 94% effective. Monday's data provides a more complete picture of the vaccine's effectiveness. So again, you guys, this is like the full 30,000 participant trial, and they're still getting a 94.1% efficacy rating. At that scale, that is extremely, extremely impressive. It also appears to prevent volunteers from getting severely sick from the virus. Of the 30 severe cases of COVID-19 in the trial, none were in the group that received the vaccine, Moderna said. Additionally, there was one COVID-19 related death in the study that occurred in the placebo group, according to the company. That's pretty sad, but RIP. Anyway, that's very good, you guys. This is from just thinking about it, you guys. The reason that this virus is there's many reasons that this virus is bad, but I would say the worst part of it is the severe cases, right? Like the lethal ones, the ones that cause people to die. And the fact that this vaccine and probably many other vaccines will prevent those severe infections is very, very important. That's a very important metric to look at. Not only that it's preventing infections in general, but that no severe infections were tagged or contracted with these vaccines, which is huge. And then a word from the CEO, this is cool. This positive primary analysis confirms the ability of our vaccine to prevent COVID-19 disease with a 94.1% efficacy and, importantly, the ability to prevent severe COVID-19 disease. We believe that our vaccine will provide a new and powerful tool that may change the course of this pandemic and help prevent severe disease, hospitalizations, and death. Moderna CEO Stéphane Bancel said in a statement. Salute to these guys. Again, you guys saved the world stock right here. They are being compensated for such. Let's get into some price action. So, crazy day today, guys. You could see Moderna yesterday on Monday afternoon was up in after hours trading, looked very bullish. There's probably some hype boys trying to hop on the train there. And again, you guys, it's not surprising to see that we corrected. Just like, it's not surprising that we saw a correction today. And it corrected really quick, you guys. Let's actually go to the hourly here. I'll talk about all this later, and then we'll zoom out. And I'll give you guys a little longer term peek at what's going on here and why this line is here in the first place. But let's go to the hourly just to take a look at kind of the price action over the course of the day. So as you can see here, where did we open? We gapped up right here. It was up after hours again, gapped up pre-market up to a high of $178. That's crazy, you guys. Moderna is ripping right now, up to a high of almost $180, but really fell off a cliff for you guys over the course of the trading day. It was crazy to watch. Hope many of you guys didn't get too shaken. Hope many of you guys too many of you guys didn't panic out of positions that you may have not wanted to panic out of. But again, you guys, this is a good test of mental fortitude, of thick skin, which is very important to have if you want to play volatile stocks like this, or if you even want to hold them. Okay, so again, good test of the skin, good callousing of the skin here. But again, you guys, that is falling off a cliff right here. So we were at a peak just today of about $180, fell down to a low of $130, which is exactly what I expected to happen, just because I figured we'd close the gap right here from when we initially gapped up on the 30th on Monday. So it makes perfect sense that we came down, bounced perfectly off this $130 region. That would have been a nice trade right there, you guys. And I want to let you know, when I said I traded this a lot, I'm still a swing trade. I'm not day trading Moderna stock. I'm swing trading it, but even still, even swing trading it like a trade or two a day is very exciting. So anyway, yeah, bounced perfectly off this, which is very expected. That's exactly what I expected to happen. And from here, I do think that we will either come up. I don't think we're just going to keep ripping. We very well could. I'm not going to discount that completely. But I think it's more likely just because we got the news of the emergency use. That's great. Obviously, that was a lot there. There's a lot of hype there. I think that hype bubble is going to fade out a little bit. And I do expect us, to be completely honest, to come down to test this green line right here. And that's when I'll zoom out, okay? So I do think that ultimately we're going to come down. And again, you guys, we could keep going up, but at some point in the near future, near to midterm future, just to make that a little more vague, because I don't want to act like I know what's going to happen indefinitely, but I think in the near to midterm future we will very likely come down to test this green line right here, and that's why I'll zoom out. But once we test this, we'll pop back up, and I'll talk about that as well. So let's go back to the daily, right, Cha? Really zooming out here. So as you can see here, these three lines I've had drawn here for so long, but this green one is important right now, and the reason I think it's definitely going to act as a line of support once we see a significant correction. So you can see here over the course of this rally, you can see the two peaks have formed an uptrend, a very long-term uptrend, a line of resistance on an uptrend. Hit this peak in May, hit this peak in mid-July, and then we straight up gapped through this. I was so confident, you guys, that we would use this as another line of resistance, just because that's what any trader who wants to trade Moderna and knows what they're doing is looking at that line and probably expected it to use that as a line of resistance. But it literally gaps straight through that. Like, that is such a clean just gap straight through that line of resistance, which is why, in my opinion, from a technical perspective, it just absolutely broke out. So although we broke out, trading 101, you guys, I say this all the time, what was previous resistance will act as new support, and that has held true in pretty much every stock I've swing traded over the course of my career. So I think it's very likely that we do see a correction ultimately down to the 115 level. When we do see that, I am personally very comfortable accumulating more of whatever Moderna positions I currently have or want to build. Okay, so right now, personally, I'm not a buyer of Moderna. Again, not to say it can't continue to go up, but I do expect at some point over the coming weeks for Moderna to test this line that was once a very long-term line of resistance on this uptrend, use it as new support around $115, $120. Out like $120, I'd be pretty comfortable picking up some Moderna. So again, 115 to 120 region is where I'll be once again comfortable accumulating a position, because I do ultimately think we're going to come up because I'm so fundamentally bullish on Moderna and what they're doing right now. Okay, especially going into 2021, maybe even Christmas. So this is actually planned out by Christmas. If we can see this is still very sharp. But again, you guys, because the markets are so hot right now, there's just so much going on. I wouldn't be surprised to see it. Okay, so again, once we do bounce off this, if we do, again, I don't want to make anything, I don't want to speak, make like I know exactly what's going to happen. But once and if we do bounce off the 115 region, bounce off this new line of support, I think that's when we will start this rally up to test this long-term uptrend right here, which is just this trend line from way back here when we started this rally, when we first started talking about Moderna. You guys, shout out to the OGs. Let me know down below if you were here during the March videos when we first started covering Moderna. Like back in March. So you got a touch point here in March, touch point here in April, and then this is where it gets conservative. So if you see here, this is actually kind of conservative trend lines right here. I didn't use this absolute top. If you want to get crazy, you could draw like a line like that right there and then continue that out. I don't want to do that. I feel like this was a pretty solid trend line, like from the jump right here, followed this solid trend line over the course of a couple months. And again, you guys, that's not set in stone, but that's just a very overall trend line, because now that we're getting into this kind of blue sky territory, which is what I like to call it, you can use Fibonacci's. I'm not going to pull out the fibs right now, but trend lines, you guys have like, I'm sorry if some of you don't like how not fancy I get with this. Over the course of this market rally, specifically from the March lows to right now, I found that these general trend lines, no VWAP, no MACD, no like, or even like RSI, like I use stochastic RSI sometimes in RSI. That's why they're the only indicators on my charts. But even more than moving averages and stuff, I've just found general trend lines, like just lines like this that anyone can draw, to be the most effective for what I do, which is swing trading. Again, if you want to try day trade, you're probably gonna want more technical indicators and stuff. That's not my style. I don't like doing that. And again, these trend lines have proven to be very efficacious, like Moderna's vaccine. Okay, so again, just to sum it up, right? Once again, I do think we're going to pull back over the coming week or so down to $115 to $120 region, at which point we will start to climb back up to ultimately test this trend line, bringing us to roughly a 200, depending on when it hits, of course. If we see a Christmas, Christmas, of course, markets are closed on Christmas. If we see a nice Christmas Eve rally to test this trend line that I've drawn here, and again, you guys, no promises. Be very nice. It'd be a Christmas miracle, we'll call it. But that would bring us to about a $220 Moderna. So let's see if that happens. Of course, I will keep you guys posted. This is a roller coaster. This is volatile, but it makes it very exciting and it makes it fun. And I'm glad that I get to experience this with you guys. So throw your hands up and drop a comment down below. Throw your hands up, throw your hands down, type a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Moderna, what you're looking at right now, what plays in this sector you're excited about. I know, again, you guys, sorry that we didn't cover some more plays. I just want to focus on what I feel is the most exciting stock in this sector right now, which is Moderna. So again, you guys, love talking to you guys, love talking shop, love learning from you guys. So I'll catch you downstairs. Until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.